You're one choice away from watching toxic people fade from your life. Not through arguments, not by calling them out, not with some explosive showdown, just a single internal adjustment. Right now, without even knowing it, you're sending subtle signals that say to toxic people, "Go ahead, keep handling me this way, I won't stand in your path." As long as that signal lingers, they linger too. Shift it even slightly, and the dynamic reverses. Those who used to prod at you start losing their grip. Those who value you draw nearer. And the ones banking on your vulnerability won't even spot the new you. The ancient Stoics grasped this challenge ages before toxic became a term. Epictetus explained that others don't rattle you, you rattle yourself by offering up your responses. Marcus Aurelius noted that your thoughts turn unbreakable once you choose what enters and what stays out. Their core idea was straightforward. You can't dictate who enters your world, but you can fully dictate who taps into your vitality. Emotional strength isn't about turning icy. It's about blocking the worst in others from sparking the worst in you. And that's precisely what strips toxic people of their influence. At this moment, without spotting it, you're likely engaging in 5 patterns that draw toxic people in and keep them close. They seem innocent, even compassionate. But to controllers and drainers, they appear as wide-open invitations. Adjust these patterns, and you won't need to chase toxic people away. They'll sift themselves out, finding nothing in you to latch onto anymore. You respond too hastily. Someone hurls a cutting remark your way, and you're right there in the fray. Your gut clenches. Your pulse quickens. Your thoughts whirl. You hurry to justify, clarify, prove their mistake. Perhaps your volume rises. Perhaps you ramble, falter, desperate for them to grasp your perspective. In that rush, they're picking up a crucial detail about you. They can summon your feelings at will. A specific phrase, and you'll erupt, well up, or unravel. Toxic people thrive on this very thing. They might not plot it deliberately, but reactions fuel them. Your swift response signals, "You've got sway here. A handful of words can shift my mood." Imagine it as a controller. Each immediate reaction hands it over, saying, "Sure, hit any key you like." That's why they return. You're simple to unsettle. To shatter this loop, erect a brief barrier. Next time a jab comes, cruel, mocking, belittling, hold off on replying. Allow quiet to linger between you. Mentally count. 1, 2, 3. Breathe steadily as you do. Keep your expression neutral, your posture relaxed. When you speak, keep it brief and even. Okay, got it, noted. If that's how you see it, your delivery remains steady, almost indifferent, like they just shared the forecast. No dramatic expressions, no frantic clarifications. This flips their expectations. They anticipated turmoil, emotion, conflict, spectacle. They get calm instead. Their mind thinks, "Hold on, that flopped." Push again with the same calm, and their curiosity wanes. No thrill, no turmoil, no dominance. You're not a marionette jerking at every pull anymore. You're someone who selects the timing and tone of engagement. This shift alone causes many toxic people to drift, as you've cut off their supply. You justify yourself excessively. You view it as courteous, sincere, open. You avoid seeming abrasive or rigid, so you lay out elaborate reasons. You recount the full backstory of your choice, your mindset, your emotions. You argue your case like in a trial, seeking approval. Not at fault. It appears benign, even grown up. But to certain types, it broadcasts uncertainty. Toxic people don't pick up on transparency. They detect hesitation. They interpret, "My decision isn't solid without your nod. Please endorse me to ease my worry." That's ideal for anyone seeking leverage. Knowing you crave consensus, they just deny it. A skeptical look, an "I'm not sure," or "Why on earth?" And you're amplifying, accelerating, tweaking plans to soothe their dissent. Snap this cycle by streamlining your replies. When pressed with, "Why that?" or "What led to that?" offer one crisp, direct line. "Because that's my decision." Don't pile on facts. Don't bridge the quiet. Don't weave a narrative. Let it stand firm. If they probe further with, "But why really?" echo it calmly. "Because that's my decision." Even keel. No frustration. No edge. Just assurance. Genuine folks honor that. They may disagree, but they respect your autonomy. Toxic ones bristle, as a beloved tactic fizzles. They can't drag you into marathons where they reshape your paths. You've reclaimed direction. No more pleading for them to co-pilot and validate your journey. You're navigating solo, and they can join politely or step aside. You allow rudeness without repercussions. Someone belittles you publicly. They bail on commitments at the last second. They cut you off mid-sentence or ghost texts for days while demanding your instant attention. They slip in digs disguised as humor, then brush it off with, "Chill, it's a joke," and you exhale, absorb it, proceed. You sidestep conflict. You dodge seeming fragile. You convince yourself, not worth the hassle. So what follows? 0. No penalty for their actions. They act freely, and your dynamic rolls on unchanged. Their mindset forms a basic link. Poor conduct plus 0 fallout equals green light. Why evolve when disrespect costs them nothing in closeness or ease? Why upgrade when they retain you alongside their disdain? No need for outbursts or confrontations to mend this. Simply withdraw, steadily and subtly shrink their entry to you. Next rudeness hits, skip debates. Skip drawn-out discussions. Grow scarcer. Reply later. Share less intimately. Decline more. Not frosty. Just not as accessible as before. This forges a fresh link. Poor conduct equals reduced entry to you. They sense it, spoken or not. Some adapt swiftly. They turn considerate, cherishing you enough to preserve the bond. Others lash out, label you aloof, or manipulate to reclaim full entry. That reveals volumes. It shows who prized your role only when effortless and unrestricted. In time, this practice nudges toxic people aside, as your focus isn't effortless or assured anymore. You crave universal approval. You might not voice it, but it's there. A nod when someone pulls away. A surge of unease at disappointing them. An ongoing drive to be affable, compliant, cheerful, low maintenance. You agree when you'd rather refuse. You chuckle at unsettling quips. You express regret for non-issues, all to evade the sting of dislike. Toxic people detect this like predators sense weakness. They realize your dread of rejection grants them authority. They might drop, "Didn't see that coming from you," or, "You've shifted," or, "Folks say you're tough these days." Abruptly, you're second-guessing, easing limits, extending gestures to mend your likable facade. Unknowingly, you're swapping dignity for their favor. Stoics deemed this bondage. If tranquility hinges on others' views, your existence isn't yours. It's theirs. Liberation arrives by embracing a tough reality. Certain folks won't warm to you, regardless of your warmth or endurance. Actually, the truer you live, the more some will chafe. Next urge to sway someone, halt. Question: do I admire this individual? Do I aspire to emulate them? If no, why chase their endorsement? Permit their misjudgment. Let them deem you distant, challenging, overwhelming. No obligation to amend every view. Cease pursuing scattered nods, and toxic people forfeit a prime weapon. They can't steer you with withdrawal, chill, or whispers, since you don't pursue. You've picked esteem over blanket affection, and that wards off schemers. You're not genuinely content solo. You claim to enjoy solitude, but underneath lurks apprehension. What if all depart? What if isolation claims me? That dread clings to connections past their prime, even when lopsided or harmful. You settle for scraps of notice, fearing void. You initiate contact, check up, arrange meets, sustain dialogue single-handedly. While solitude scares you, nearly anyone can linger, no matter the mistreatment. They merely need to not fully exit. Yet a shift occurs when you authentically embrace alone time, not faking, not posing detachment online, but crafting a fulfilling solo existence, even sans messages for stretches. You revive passions, pursuits, serene dawns, tranquil dusks. You expand. You explore books. You stroll. You master soothing your thoughts. Your esteem swells, no longer imploring others to occupy your hours. Then pursuit halts. You cease always leading outreach. You quit reviving faded ties with essays. You end invites to non-reciprocators. Instead, you thrive. You remain welcoming and warm, but occupied shaping a rewarding path. That's when the sieve activates. True carers emerge. They initiate. They inquire after you. They propose gatherings. They mark your distance. And the rest, those who only engaged when you bore the load, they slip away silently, not from assaults, but because you cease the effort. Toxic people demand you revolve around them, orbit your own space, and they exit your view. So start this shift today. No need to tackle all patterns simultaneously. That's overwhelming. Select one. Perhaps begin with that brief pause, holding back instant replies. Perhaps cut the over-justifications, rehearsing, "That's my decision." Perhaps subtly enforce outcomes for rudeness by withdrawing. Perhaps drop efforts to sway that holdout skeptic. Perhaps venture into true solitude, trying a solo outing you love and realizing you endured, maybe savored, it. Apply one just once, and observe closely. Some will esteem you deeper. Some will puzzle and probe your fresh limits. Some will recede, as the controllable you vanished. That's no setback. That's victory. That's your world purifying. If this resonated, join Stoic Spring. One tap, and you cultivate guarding your calm and advancing in wisdom daily. So toxic people no longer shape your days. You do.